Hi everyone. On the 28th of February, the state government enacted the low and mid-rise housing policy. It'll deliver 112,000 homes in Sydney over the next 5 years. Let's talk about how it affects us locally in Randwick and the policies that I've been pushing on Randwick Council to make sure that that development goes ahead in a good way. Let's talk first about the mid-rise housing reforms. If you're in an R3 zone, which is most of the area between Kensington Road and the Racecourse, or Randwick Junction between Botany and Belmore, and within 400 metres of a light rail stop, you'll be able to go to 6 stories. If you're familiar with those streets, you'll know that it's mostly 3 and 4 story buildings already. It doesn't necessarily pay to knock down a building like that to replace it with a 6-story building with construction costs so high, but you will see the change gradually over the next few years. So what's my plan to compensate the people of Kensington and Randwick? We need to make sure they get a metro line. There's a metro line under construction which joins Westmead and the city. It's due to extend down to La Perouse by 2041. But if we zoom in on the centre of the map, you'll see that it goes from Green Square to Randwick without a station in Kensington. My position is simple. The residents of Kensington already have a lot of public transport issues, and now that they're asked to take on a bunch of additional housing, the residents deserve to be compensated with a metro station. Thanks to my motion at the April Council meeting, Randwick Council is officially advocating for a light rail stop in Kensington and potentially hold aside a plot of land for where a station might go. We're also going to establish a Metro Advisory Committee to ensure the Metro goes ahead in a consultative way that benefits the whole community. So those are the mid-rise housing reforms. Let's talk about the low-rise reforms. To summarise a very complicated topic, a lot of freestanding homes will be knocked down and rebuilt with duplexes. Now, to do that, they need to meet 3 criteria. They need to be at least 450 square metres, a minimum street frontage of 12 metres, and a lot of homes will have both of those. And they need to be within 800 metres of a light rail stop or Maroubra Junction. These are the homes that fall in that area in central Kensington. This is South Kensington and North Kingsford. This is Daceyville and South Kingsford. This is Maroubra Junction. This is North Randwick, and this is South Randwick. Now, I'd like to stress these are just estimates. What's going to happen in the near future is our town planners are going to come to us and tell us which houses are in and out, and they're going to recommend some changes to the development control plan. You might be wondering if council has the ability to stop this, and the reality is we don't. We can't overrule the state government's reforms. Now, you might be wondering about heritage. If a building has been declared heritage, it is exempt. But if the building falls into a heritage conservation area, then yes, residents are still allowed to knock down and build a duplex. The point of a heritage conservation area is to preserve the architectural style of the area. So at the April Council meeting, I also moved a motion that would force any development to retain the architectural features of that area. But what about houses that are outside a heritage conservation area? I'm in Abood Avenue, Kingsford. Right behind me, we've got Federation bungalows and California bungalows with their pitched roofs. Now, people are allowed to develop here, and you see a lot of these houses have actually gone to 2 stories, and that's fine. But they all keep the architectural style of the street. And unfortunately, what we have approved here by Complying Development Certificate is a big blocky design for a modern architectural sort of house. Now, that is currently allowed in the rules, but also there's a whole drama where they are alleged to have not correctly knocked down this house. So what we're hoping to do by urgent business that I put into the May council meeting is we're hoping that whatever gets put here is sympathetic to the architectural style of its neighbours, and also, according to point D of the same motion, we're hoping that it becomes a test case and that across Randwick City, everywhere you're forced to have some respect for the architectural landscape of the current street. So you might be asking, why is the state government rushing through this policy at all? Without wanting to go into a whole different topic, let's just say that the population of Sydney has dramatically increased over the past 3 years, and we need to build a lot of extra housing to accommodate. If anything, 112,000 homes are nowhere near enough, and the opposition is criticising the government for not going hard enough and not being able to meet their own targets. All we can do on council is shape these reforms so that they happen in a way that benefits the residents of Randwick and keeps Randwick a well-planned city. If you'd like to know more, come to the Kensington Committee Precinct at Kensington Community Centre, 7 p.m. on the 2nd of June. and I'd love to see you there.